So I'm going to talk to you today about 3 P's that I believe are necessary to co-create this new normal. I offer to you that if you want to be on the forefront of this new normal, that we as women, we must be poised, we must be positioned, and we must be prepared to create it. First, let's talk about this new normal. As we know, these last 3 to 4 months have been somewhat of a whirlwind. When we look at COVID-19, when we look at the civil unrest, when we look at the police brutality, when we look at everything that's going on in our world, we're trying to make sense of everything around us. But even with the good, the bad, and the ugly, we also see a world of new possibility. And these events, I believe, have pushed us into this new normal. It has pushed us to new ideas, to new explorations, to new possibilities, and to new knowledge. The events of this world are allowing us to work across differences, to break down silos, and to create cross-sector partnerships. The events in our world are changing culture and helping us to understand and value the importance of human connection and relationship building. It was John Donne who said that no man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. So no matter what our individual backgrounds are, our socioeconomic status, our rank, our title, our religious affiliation, our political leanings, our gender, our race, our ethnicity, or any other demographic label, we need each other. I need you and you need me. And yes, we are better off united than we are divided. So this is our moment. This here is our moment to create something phenomenal. This is our moment to create something earth-shattering. This is our moment to create something mind-blowing that will profoundly impact and change the culture of our families, our organizations, our communities, our regions, our nation, and our world. So, how can we as 21st century women co-create this new normal? How can we co-create this change? Well, I believe that we must follow Mahatma Gandhi's advice, and we must be the change that we want to see in the world. We co-create this new normal through mentoring and preparing the next generation of women leaders. We co-create this new normal by leading by example. We just don't talk the talk, but we walk the walk. We co-create this new normal through self-reflection, through introspection, through self-awareness, through social awareness, through relationship management and self-management. We co-create this new normal through curiosity and lifelong learning. We co-create this new normal through consensus building, through collaboration and coalition building. You and I, we must be the architects. We must be the engineers. We must be the drafters, and we must be the co-creators of change. We don't have to wait for anyone's permission. We just have to simply do what we have always done as women, and that is to lead. Women have always led the way. Women have always taken charge. Women have always made it happen, even when we didn't get the credit or the recognition. So we do all this by being women who are poised, who are positioned, and who are prepared. These are 3 very simple and unassuming words, yet they have such powerful meanings that can change the trajectory of your career and your entire life. So I maintain that co-creators of this new normal, they are poised women. So what does poised mean? Poised extends beyond the prim and the proper or the ultra feminine. Poised is defined as having a composed and self-assured manner, having a graceful and elegant bearing. It means to have both mental and physical mastery of yourself. A poised woman is a woman who is emotionally intelligent, who stays calm and cool even under pressure. Being poised means that when the heat is on, they don't see you sweat. Being poised means to be steadfast, to be confident, and to be able to make decisive, rational decisions. Being poised means that we are not reactive, but we're proactive. It means that we're not defensive, but we're on the offense. Also, being a poised woman is a woman who dwells in the realm of three things, and they are forgiveness, acceptance, and gratitude. Those are the definitions of what I believe a poised woman, or characteristic that a poised woman will have. Secondly, I believe that the co-creator of this new normal, we are women who have positioned ourselves. You have to position yourself. So the meaning of position is to put or arrange someone or something in a particular place or way to bring into proper alignment. So as global leaders who happen to be women, we have seen countless examples of women who were not afraid to maneuver and strategize themselves to achieve the result, a desired result or outcome. We cannot be afraid. We cannot be intimidated. We cannot be apprehensive about aligning ourselves with anything purposeful that will affect positive change in our lives, in our organizations, or in our world. Being positioned requires us to lean into our discomfort, not being afraid to raise our hand, not being afraid to volunteer or apply for the hard jobs, not being afraid to take advantage of training opportunities and professional development opportunities. Positioned women remain teachable, and we never become intellectually lazy or complacent. We position ourselves by being honest and upfront about our intentions and our motives. Positioned women, we cultivate our professional image and we protect our brand at all costs, which means we can't be petty and we can't be messy. We can't be those things. We position ourselves also by being team players. The best leaders are those who were great followers. We always need to be a team player. We must be more focused on being someone who's worth following more than someone who is worth leading. Finally, positioned women support other women. Positioned women are not afraid to create platforms for other women to grow and to shine. We understand that we will not always be the champion, but we have to be willing to cheer and to root for the other girl. So that is what I believe are the characteristics necessary for a woman who is positioned or has positioned herself. Finally, the co-creators of this new norm are women who are prepared. Prepared means that you have met all of the prerequisites and you are made ready for use. Being prepared means that you have your ducks in a row. You may not be perfect, but you're prepared. Prepared women, they put in the work. They don't make excuses. They show up, and they show up on time. So I say to you today that we are in a new dimension. We are in a new day. We are facing a new normal. And many of you have already positioned yourself and you are prepared to lead. You are prepared for your greater. The stage is set, and guess what? This is your moment. This is your moment, and this is my moment. And every struggle that you have endured, has prepared you for this moment. Every setback has prepared you for this moment. I told you I was a preacher too. Every obstacle has prepared you for this moment. Every set of bricks that were stacked against you have prepared you for this moment. The rejection prepared you for this moment. The disappointments in life, they've all prepared you for this moment. Even the naysayers, even those who said you couldn't do it, you couldn't be it, and you couldn't have it, they have all prepared you for this moment. So when we look across this global landscape and we think about women past and present who were or are poised, positioned, and prepared to co-create a new normal, we think about our sisters in North America. We think about Susan B. Anthony leading the way for women's suffrage. We think about Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman. We think about Carol Moseley Braun, the first African-American female Senate. We think about Condoleezza Rice, Hillary Clinton. We think about Nancy Pelosi and all those who have impacted our political landscape. We think about Tarania Brooks, who created the Me Too movement. When we look at our sisters in South America, we think about Manuela Bolivar. We think about Michelle Bachelet, who was the first female president of Chile. We think about Laura Chinchilla, who was the first female president of Costa Rica. When we look at our sisters in Europe, we think about Marie Curie, who discovered radioactivity and helped to bring about discoveries to help cures in cancer. We think about the social reformer Emmeline Pankhurst, who founded the Women's Social and Political Union to champion or campaign for the parliamentary vote for women. We think about Margaret Thatcher, who was the first prime minister in Great Britain. We think about Angela Merkel, Germany's first female chancellor. When we go to the continent of Africa, we think about Winnie Mandela. We think about Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who was the first female president of Liberia. We think about Sahle-Work Zewde, who was the first female president of Ethiopia. When we go to Asia, we think about our sisters. We think about Sarjoni Naidu, who was leading the Women's India Association. We think about Malala Yousafzai, who grew up in Pakistan and who was shot in the head by the Taliban, but went on to form an organization and a fund for young girls to be able to go to school in Pakistan, and went on to earn a Nobel Peace Prize. We think about Park Geun-hye, South Korea's first female president. We think about Tsai Ing-wen, who was Taiwan's first president. When we go to Antarctica, we think about Caroline Michelson, who was the first woman to ever step foot on the Antarctica Islands. And then when we go to Australia, we think about the first female political candidate, Catherine Spence. We think about Julia Gillard, who was the first female prime minister in Australia. And we also think about our dear friend, Miss Sarifa, who gave such a powerful presentation today. Phenomenal women. Every woman in this global village has the ability to co-create this new normal. You have the ability to be a co-creator in this new normal. You are capable of erecting an elevated cultural, social, political, and educational platform. You are here today because you have answered the call. There is a call, a higher call that you have answered. And so in conclusion, I would like to paraphrase the words of Daniel March. And he said these words, and I'm paraphrasing, but he says, hark, the voice of duty calleth. Who will go and serve for me? This is about service. He says, fields are white and harvest waiting. Rich rewards awaiteth thee. We will answer gladly, saying, duty calleth, here are we. There's a new normal that is calling, and we are to be the co-creators of that new normal by being one, poised, positioned, and prepared.